Hello, today I am going to tell you what it takes to put a connector on a piece of coax. It's really not as complicated as you would think. I know some of you may have always wondered how to do it, and in these current times, especially with everybody working at home and possibly even having to relocate a cable modem into another room, it may be something that could be useful. So, needless to say, I'm going to take you through step by step on how to put a connector onto the cable. It's really, again, not that complicated at all. You are going to need some tools, some of which you may already have, some of them you may need to get. None of them are that expensive. More than likely, once you get them, you'll use them more than once, and you'll get your money's worth. So, let's get started. First thing that you'll need, a pair of wire cutters. Pretty simple, you probably already have a set of those. Next thing you'll need, cable crimpers. These you may need from probably a Home Depot or Menards. This is what will be necessary in order to be able to crimp the cable connector onto the cable. All right. And these are actually pretty inexpensive. This is a set of coaxial cable strippers. A lot of people just refer to them as strippers. Cable stripper. Essentially, it's kind of like a clamp, and it just clamps over the coax cable, and then you spin it around and you strip it, which I will get to in just a minute. And finally, these are what your connectors look like. This is what a connector looks like when it's not on the cable. It's just a pretty simple metal connector. It's all connected, and this piece in the middle is what will actually close in on to compress it onto the cable. All right. Okay, so let's begin. First thing that you would do is you would want to make a clean cut onto the cable like this. I'll just make another cut just so that you can see exactly what I mean by that. So you're just going to cut a piece off. Now that you have a new piece of cable, maybe for whatever reason your connector got cut off or was never put on there well, maybe this is what you're starting with, maybe not. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your cable strippers onto the end, and you're going to spin it around, which is going to actually strip off that outer shielding. It's going to leave you with something like this. Okay, there's several parts to the cable. You have the outer shielding, or the jacket of the cable, which is the dark part, and then you have these fine wires and this foil in here, which is also shielding to keep all the bad signals out of the cable. And inside of the cable, you also have this white part, which is also part of the shielding of the cable, but it's called the dielectric. That's kind of what helps keep this center conductor, which is where all of the information and data travels through. Essentially, that keeps it away from the shielding. If the two of them touch, then the cable is going to short out. All right, so once you have it like this, and again, this does all the work. If you look inside of here, it's actually got two blades. One of those blades strips the outer jacket, the other blade strips it down to the center conductor. That's how it ends up looking like this once you're done stripping it with that. Then you take your connector and you slide it right over the whole thing, and you push it on to where that inner dielectric, where that white part is on that inner rim inside of the connector. All right. Once it's on there, then you're going to take your crimpers. You're going to put your cable into your crimpers, and you are going to crimp it right on. Once it's crimped on there, sometimes you have a little bit of extra cable or extra center conductor on there, and you can snip off that extra piece using your wire cutters. It is kind of important to do that. Sometimes if that center conductor is too long, it can actually damage a splitter or possibly even a device that you might have this connected to, like a cable modem or a cable box or even a TV. So it is important to trim down that center conductor after you're done putting the connector on. But that's really all there is to it. And Again, it's not that complicated. You might want to do something like this if you wanted to make your cable longer, or maybe you had a really long cable and you want to make it shorter. Then that would definitely be a good option for you. If you wanted to even run a new jack in one of your rooms that doesn't have a cable jack right now, literally this is what's running through your walls. It's just a really long coax wire. And on the inside of that cable jack is just a connector that you can screw this right onto. So if you had a long cable that's going from wherever your cables are splitting off at to whatever room you want to run a new jack in, then all you have to do is put a connector behind the jack and a connector at where all your cables split off at, and you can have yourself a new jack in that room. I may go ahead and make a video on that process at a later time as well. But I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.